Well, I think you need to desegregate these two strands and look at them separately. If a state is seemingly in financial distress and it does articulate its concerns, reaches out to the central government, wants certain concessions to be given, that essentially is not a quid pro quo for supporting or not supporting a particular political initiative or a election which may be coming up. So I think any linkage which is being sought to be drawn is completely erroneous. These are two separate issues. They move on parallel tracks, and parallel tracks do not meet. देखिए, ये सवाल शायद पिछले एक महीने में 25 बार पूछ चुके हैं और इस सवाल का जवाब हमारे माननीय चेयरमैन साहब ने शनिवार को दिया था। वार्तालाप चल रहा है। जब कंसल्टेशन की प्रक्रिया पूरी हो जाएगी और कोई निष्कर्ष पर हम पहुंचेंगे, हम आपको अवगत करा देंगे। क्या नोरा? देखिए, यूपीए के जो घटक दल हैं, जो सारे लोग इकट्ठे होकर ये जो एक राजनीतिक समीकरण है, इसका अटूट अंग है, उन सबसे बातचीत करके एक आम राय बनाकर और किसी निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचना हर राजनीतिक दल की एक कोशिश रहती है और एक जिम्मेवारी भी बनती है। तो जब ये प्रक्रिया किसी पड़ाव पर पहुंच जाएगी, कोई निष्कर्ष निकलेगा, हम आपको अवगत करा देंगे। अगर आपको याद होगा कि जो वित्तीय आयोग है, वित्तीय आयोग ने 3 प्रदेशों के बारे में चर्चा की थी, पश्चिम बंगाल, पंजाब और केरल, कि इनकी जो आर्थिक स्थिति है वो संतोषजनक नहीं है, उसके ऊपर रचनात्मक तरीके से विचार करने की ज़रूरत है। और ये सिफारिश वित्तीय आयोग ने आज नहीं, शायद आज से 2 वर्ष पहले की थी। तो अगर कोई प्रदेश सरकार, चाहे उसमें केरल की सरकार हो या पश्चिम बंगाल की सरकार, अपने राज्य के हित को लेकर केंद्र सरकार से कोई राय मशवरा करती है, कोई वार्तालाप करती है, उसको किसी तरह का राजनीतिक रंग नहीं दिया जाना चाहिए। वो एक प्रशासनिक प्रक्रिया है और वो प्रशासनिक प्रक्रिया अपने बलबूते के ऊपर चल रही है। Well, I think at this stage the question is hypothetical, it is speculative. As I earlier said, that once the consultations fructify into some kind of a concrete solution, then we would get back to you, and after that if there is anything further which needs to be done, we will keep you updated and posted.
Today there was an order saying that the government has to produce evidence good use of court ASP order or semi-ASP order.
I don't think, I have frankly not read the Supreme Court order, and therefore it would not be appropriate to comment on a judicial order without having perused it. But in the courts of law, more often than not it happens that the bench at times wants to satisfy itself. It tells either the petitioner or in case the government to produce more material. So therefore this is nothing unusual in a court proceeding, and nothing more should be read into it. Nandita. Well, I am surprised to hear the word communal from the mouth of the Bharatiya Janata Party the sultans of communalism who have tried to vitiate the democratic ethos of India since 1947. I think it hardly lies in their mouths to accuse anybody else of pursuing a communal agenda. If at best you want to label or characterize the initiative of the central government, it can be called inclusivist. It was an attempt to see that those who are possibly marginalized should be brought into the mainstream of our democratic polity through whatever means possible, especially through socio-economic emancipation. If the court has come out or taken a particular view about it, matter has gone to the Supreme Court, and the government would put its point of view before the court. एक मिनट यार वो हाँ भाई गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री पहले केशुभाई पटेल और संजय जोशी से तो निपट लें, उसके बाद कांग्रेस से दो हाथ कर ले। उनका सारा उद्देश्य ये है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी में बहुत अंतर्कलह है, प्रदेश स्तर पे भी और केंद्र स्तर पे भी। तो इसलिए लोगों का ध्यान बांटने के लिए, लोगों का ध्यान उस अंतर्कलह से दूर करने के लिए वो निर्गल आरोप लगाते रहते हैं और वो उम्मीद करते हैं कि हम कोई प्रतिक्रिया देंगे जिससे उनकी सियासत चलती रहे। तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि पहले केशुभाई पटेल और संजय जोशी से निपट ले, बाद में क्या कहते हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी से अगर जरूरत पड़ेगी तो हम दो हाथ कर लेंगे। Well, I think we'll have to wait till tomorrow because it is extremely inappropriate to second guess the result of an election. The polling is there tomorrow, and we do hope that the people of Andhra Pradesh, especially in those seats which are going for by-elections, will repose their confidence in the Congress party. Yeah, Anita. Well, there was no election in Punjab. There was no election in Punjab. It was state terror. It was intimidation, coercion, the use of administrative machinery to completely subvert the democratic process. Every newspaper in Punjab, including yours, has reported on the front page the levels of violence and intimidation which have taken place across the state yesterday. So therefore, I think the time has come for everybody to seriously reflect that if these elections are going to be left at the tender mercies of the state government and state election commissions, which are conspicuous by their absence rather than their presence, I don't think the object of strengthening democracy at the grassroots level, which was the avowed objective of the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment, can ever be achieved. We saw this in 2007. Even before these elections, the Punjab Pradesh Congress Committee went to the High Court. We made the High Court aware that this is precisely what is going to happen, and it played out according to script. There was no law and order across any city in Punjab yesterday. In my own parliamentary constituency, one person was shot dead. Even those candidates who had won the elections, their results were not declared till the time people didn't go and demonstrate till midnight, outside the returning officer. So this was not an election, this was a joke. It was the most craven and high-handed use of state force that has ever been seen.
So your statement about the 73rd and 74th amendments so far are you suggesting that it should be across the board, across India?
Going by the Punjab experience, and we've gone through this experience twice, that in the assembly elections or in the parliament elections, when the superintendence is with the Election Commission of India and the election is fair and free, the result is different. When the same set of people have to vote in an election which is superintended by a state election commission, there is wanton display of state repression. So therefore, it raises the question that is the objective of the 73rd and the 74th constitutional amendment really being achieved? Has the time come to seriously think about putting even local bodies elections under the chief electoral officers who report to the Election Commission of India? Because given the sheer size and volume or the magnitude of these elections across the country, I mean, it is physically impossible for the Election Commission to really monitor it from here. But the Election Commission has its representatives in the form of chief electoral officers, in every state, and they are the ones who conduct the assembly and parliament elections. I think the time has come to seriously reflect and introspect about it. देखिए, जहाँ तक कोयले की खानों के आवंटन का मामला है, सीएजी ने उसके ऊपर एक रिपोर्ट तैयार की। वो सीएजी की रिपोर्ट जब सदन के पटल पर रखी जाएगी और उसके बाद लोकलेखा समिति को जाएगी, उसमें अगर सरकार को कुछ कहना है या लोकलेखा समिति को उसका निरीक्षण करना है, वो ही उसका उचित प्लेटफॉर्म है। इस तरह की रोज प्रतिक्रिया इसके ऊपर कि इसने ये कह दिया, उसने वो कह दिया, जब एक रिपोर्ट बनी है, उस रिपोर्ट को देख लिया जाएगा जब वो रिपोर्ट सदन के पटल पर रखी जाएगी और पीएससी के सामने जाएगी। ये सवाल ये है कि एक लोकतांत्रिक प्रक्रिया में, एक लोकतांत्रिक प्रणाली में सरकार कोई कदम उठाती है और अगर उसको अदालत में चुनौती दी जाती है तो सरकार अदालत में अपना स्पष्टीकरण देती है। हाईकोर्ट में ने एक राय बनाई है या एक फैसला दिया है, अब मामला उच्चतम न्यायालय के सामने है। सरकार अपना पक्ष उच्चतम न्यायालय के सामने रखेगी और हमें उम्मीद है कि हमारे पक्ष को स्वीकार किया जाएगा। क्या देखिए, गुजरात में जिस तरह की राजनीति होती है वो कोई आपसे छिपी हुई नहीं है। 2002 से लेकर और 2012 हो गया, अभी तक का जो लोग उस नरसंहार में मारे गए थे उनको न्याय तो मिला नहीं है। तो गुजरात में जिस तरह की सियासत होती है ये देश भली भांति जानता है, खासकर जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सियासत है। और जैसे मैंने कहा कि राष्ट्रपति चुनाव को लेकर एक प्रक्रिया चल रही है, जब वो प्रक्रिया किसी पड़ाव पर पहुंच जाएगी तो हम जरूर आपको उसके जो निष्कर्ष है अवगत करा देंगे। हाँ नीता, well, allow me to desegregate these two issues and deal with them separately. Insofar as the local bodies elections are concerned, whether they were to the 4 municipal corporations of ek minute yaar, I am trying to answer a question. Whether they were to the municipal corporations of Amritsar, Ludhiana, Patiala or the municipal committees, it wasn't an election at all. It was a complete and wanton display of state repression. Insofar as the other issue is concerned, that's something which is squarely in the domain of the General Secretary who deals with Punjab affairs and the Congress President. And as you know that in the Congress system or in the Congress convention, it is they who take a call with regard to the leadership. Ji, thank you very much. Well, I think let's not try and do hair splitting where it is not essential. Whenever there is anything which needs to be said with regard to the concretization of a process which is currently underway, we will come back to you. देखिए, जहाँ तक गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री का जो कल का बयान था, उसके ऊपर बहुत विस्तृत रूप से हमने टिप्पणी की है और वो टिप्पणी आज सारे अखबारों में भी छपी है। इसके अलावा हमको उसके ऊपर और कुछ नहीं कहना। देखिए, अगर स्टैंडर्ड एंड पुअर ने अपनी रेटिंग को बढ़ाया घटाया है तो इसके ऊपर बेहतर विस्तृत और जानकारी भरी प्रतिक्रिया जो वित्त मंत्रालय है वो दे पाएगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।